about solar power is ultimately the oil is from solar power. It's plants, mostly algae, but it's a mess. And we have it coming down on us every day. We don't have to go the messiest route. Let me ask you a question. How many of y'all remember the cheesy show called Miami Vice? That's what I thought. Yeah, we watched the TV. The point is I grew up down there, and the sad thing is it's only a slight exaggeration. This stuff really does wash up on the beaches just like the oil in Louisiana, with the same effects. And I've come to realize that if you try to talk about energy politics as right or left, and the Democrats versus the Republicans, you'll find plenty of Democrats reaching for the same 40-ounce full of oil. And they'll knock your daughter down to get to it, and then they won't even remember doing it. It's classic alcoholic, codependent politics.
All right.
And when I think of it in those terms, all of a sudden it makes a lot more sense. And I have to realize, hey, guess what? I drove to work yesterday, and it burns oil. It's a diesel, which means that I can use alternative fuels to power it directly instead of a gasoline car. So I'm a little bit, tiny bit further along the spectrum of codependency, but I'm still on the spectrum, as are every one of us. We're all on that spectrum. And the point is not, I'm holier than thou, and I've got the solar panels, which I do, and I've got the this, and I got the that. Okay, it doesn't mean you're not addicted, it just means you're further along the spectrum. And that's the thing. We need to be able to have compassion and realize, okay, that guy over there who just, shot 5 deer and took one home for the antlers and, maybe gave the meat of one of them to the rest, which thank goodness for somebody who needed food, but he's just further along the spectrum in this direction than I am on the same spectrum over here. And there's somebody beyond me. So if we leave here and just write a few letters, that's good. But what we really need to do is leave here and think, what can I do today to make BP irrelevant? That's what will kill them. They're not scared of the Republicans or the Democrats. They'll just buy them off. But if they're irrelevant, if we're burning his algae as we transition towards electric vehicles, first hybrids, then full electric, some vehicles will not be able to use electric. Trains, boats have been hybrid for decades. Nothing that we need is cutting edge right now. As a matter of fact, Otto Diesel ran his first diesel engine off of vegetable oil, which is essentially algae and plants. So we have all the technology we need right now. Another example, it's called hot rock geothermal. The average temperature of the Earth 3 kilometers down is about 700 degrees Fahrenheit. You go a little further, 1100 degrees. That's enough to make steam. We could literally take the same drilling rigs, tap the heat of the Earth, and make steam power. Now, it's not without problems like any solution. But we've got the technology. We don't need to wait on hydrogen. We don't need to wait on fusion. We don't need to wait on anything. Ford built an electric Ford Ranger pickup truck. They sell a turbo diesel Ford Ranger pickup truck that gets over 40 miles to the gallon everywhere on planet Earth except the United States. And it's an American truck company, but they don't sell it anywhere. They sell it everywhere except the United States. We have the technology. The Ford Turbo Diesel Ranger was built back in the 80s, for crying out loud. We have the means right now, today, this afternoon. We can make BP irrelevant today, starting today, and move along that codependency. No, I'm not going to ever completely end my addiction because I eat food, and they make fertilizer out of oil. So even a vegan on a bicycle is addicted to oil, unfortunately. But that doesn't mean you just give up. Nancy Reagan said, just say no. And we all laughed at her and said, we want whatever she's on. But she was actually right. But not about the drugs. I mean, that's what she wanted to be right about, but she was right about anything you're addicted to. And no, you can't just say no. We take prescription drugs. You get the point. It's a spectrum. And if we move further along that spectrum after today and tomorrow morning and the next morning, and every morning we think, what small thing can I do today that will move me along that spectrum, then BP becomes irrelevant. And that is the most important thing, because when BP becomes irrelevant, because we have taken responsibility to be responsible and independent and strong and self-determination to say, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to put shade cloth on my windows. Maybe my neighbors are going to laugh, but you know what? Any good-sized window with direct sun, that's about the equivalent of an electric space heater for 4 hours a day. Count the number of windows in your house that get direct sun for at least 4 hours a day, and that's an electric space heater that you have to do something with. You're either going to sweat it off, you're going to sweat it off at work paying for the air conditioner, or you can just put up shade cloth. Shade cloth has been around for decades, if not hundreds of years, in various forms. Again, we have the technology right now, today, this afternoon, to make BP irrelevant, and I say solar power is about anything the sun hits. And that's the oil that used to be algae, that's the hat I'm wearing on my head, that's the shade cloth I put on my windows, that's what I do with everything that's around me. So I guess you guys were expecting me to talk about, ooh, beautiful, sexy solar panels, but frankly, solar affects everything. And we're awash in oil like drugs washing up on the beach of Miami with the same results. We have become addicted, and we're in these insane, codependent, addicted politics where we say the most ridiculous, insane things because we're reaching for that 40, and I can't think about anything else. I want that 40. And then I'm going to leave it on my neighbor's lawn. Again. So let's just say no. No, not no forever or a perfect no, but a little bit more no than we did yesterday. Put shade cloth in the windows. When you move to a new apartment, get an apartment that's closer so you can ride your bike some of the time. For example, when you buy a house or rent an apartment or a business, ask for the previous bills. You can get them from Dominion often, and if somebody really wants to sell you the building, they'll say, well, here's my utility bills for the last 3 years. How does that compare with this other building that I could rent or buy? There's so many ways we can be proactive. Right now, today. So let's make BP irrelevant by being independent and strong and using whatever we have at this moment in time. And so I'll leave you with Arthur Ashe's statement. He said, use what you've got, do what you can, start where you are.
We're still waiting on Delegate Joe Morrissey, who's going to come and say a few words today. He had another meeting that started at 11:30, and he should be on his way here now. I did tell him it's Belle Isle, not Browns Island. I hope he got that. So I guess in the meantime, if Tracy's up for it, can you play some more tunes? Great.
Don't come easy, you know it don't come easy. It don't come easy, you know it don't come easy. You got to pay your dues if you wanna sing the blues. You know it don't come easy. You don't have to shout or leap about. You can even play them easy. I only want your trust. You know it don't come easy. And this love of mine keeps growing all the time. You know it just ain't easy. Well, open up your heart. Let's come together. With a little luck, we can make it work out better. You got to pay your dues if you wanna sing the blues. You know it don't come easy. You don't have to shout or leap about. You can even play them easy. Peace, remember peace is what we make it. Here within your reach, if you're big enough to take it. I don't ask for much, I only want that you trust. You know